On the run from inside his own 5. He's tackled right there, but a good job to pick his way and find some room on that return. Dante Moore. Pressure coming. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
Motion from the back. Moore to the air. Fires to the wideout. That's caught. It's Moore. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play, so it is a good idea to get him going early. For the defense, that's a bit of a jab in the face right there, because you came into this game, you know who's going to get the ball. You know where they're throwing it. You've got to do a better job now disguising your coverages to try and limit him and take him away as much as possible.
Oh, they're after him. Complete to the left. He'll work his way down to the 28. And the Tar Heels have their offense in high gear. Moore. Here's a hit. Takes a hit as he fires. Got the big tight end on the corner route. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
Such a nice job in pass protection. You got the corner route there to the tight end. It's going to take the big fella a little while to get to that area of the field, so you got to build a nice pocket for the quarterback to throw from. And all 5 guys up front doing their job individually, working together in tandem beautifully. That's what really allowed that play to work.
The Tar Heels line it up with a first and goal. The give to the fullback. Tough to run it this deep in the red zone, and he found nothing at all that time.
First down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. This is a designed run. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
This is the most important part of the field. What you did to get down here means nothing. Nice job by this defense, staying confident, staying aggressive, and forcing a third down and goal.
They've worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's third and goal. Sticks it in his belly. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stops short of the goal line.
Decision coming up here. I'm kicking a field goal, though, David. First drive of the game, you want to pay it off and just put some points up on the board.
Well, and see, I'd go for the touchdown because here's the thing. I'm going to make them go the length of the field, almost 100 yards, even if I get stopped. I'm starting this game aggressive.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on fourth down. A designed run for the quarterback. And they'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, UNC!
this early. Love that they went for it on 4th down. They punch it in. They get the 7. And here's the thing, Palmer. I love the aggressiveness. When you start to get those goal-to-goal situations, the defense now, even if they get a stop, they got to go the whole length of the field against my squad. Love people that go for touchdowns instead of field goals down here.
Well, I think the offensive line also helps the head coach make that call, knowing that he can trust these guys to get it done. These guys are battle-tested. A lot of these players have been in big games and played in big moments. So here you are early in this situation. Let's roll the dice. Let's capitalize on this and trust those big fellas to get it done.
Gives it on the option. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Quarterback making checks. Throwing more. That's caught. It's Helms. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Moore will throw. Catch in the middle. It's Green. Oh, what a cut! And the big gain. They've got it on the 46.
And you've really seen the evolutions of tight ends, man. These guys are no longer just big bodies that block like the extension of the offensive line. They're more like receivers, and I love when the quarterback gets it out of his hands, and then you just watch. They can make plays. They can run people over. They can now run around people. Like, so nice to have these tight ends.
Here's Moore to throw. Throw to the right side. That's Wilson. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. Guys, we've reached the end of the period, and North Carolina's on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. The Buckeyes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down.
Here we go. Ready? 22.
Caught behind the line. It's Wilson. He stopped at the 32-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play, and it'll be a first down.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
The Buckeyes, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line.
Booster.
Again, it's Moore. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Green. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
On the gun, on third down, Dante Moore. Plucks it out of the air. They'll bring him down just outside the 25 at the 26, certainly well within field goal range, but let's see if they choose to go for it here. Moore to throw for it on fourth down. Looking to the big tight end. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one, and they keep the drive alive.
Gets it out fast. Knocked off his feet.
Well, I think for that play to work, you need to have some access and cushion and coverage for the receiver to be able to do something with it after the catch. That time, the defender was just way too close, all over him, and he tackles him for no gain.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He might want another play. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half, and the referees signal for the 2-minute timeout. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Dante Moore. He's got the tight end. Touchdown, Buckeye! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
I was so excited for this game because I just knew it was going to be a back-and-forth battle, and that's what we've seen here. Great job by the quarterback. Good decision, reading the coverage, accurate throw. They get the extra point. This thing is all knotted up.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Moore. The short hands. It's Pringle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Defense has their hands full with this one. I know he's not the biggest guy playing the running back position right now, but they know he's going to be catching it too, and they're going to have to bring this guy down in space. In the passing game, they better make sure they get a lot of hats to the football. They've got their hands full.
Moore to the air. Got his man on the right. At the 40, there he goes. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. And the Tar Heels come to the line on the heels of that big pass play.
Ready. Move, return, move, western, jet. Ready, go.
Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Moore. On the move at the 30. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
And, man, you see it so many times, man. These crossing routes, like, it doesn't matter if it's zone or if it's man. Like, zone, you find the hole. Man, you run away from guys. And if you put the ball on the money, just like the QB did right there, that's what happens. The yards after the catch, man. You can keep going. Guys are so spread out, and you can make big plays on this offense.
He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Timeout signal 4 by the Buckeyes. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Give to the fullback. Touchdown, Tar Heels! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the
physical running back time. Nice push up front by the offensive line, getting it in for the touchdown. They now take a one-possession lead here with just a little bit of time left in the first half.
And the extra point splits the uprights. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Offense changing the play. Throwing more. Bringing the heat. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person who can advance a fumble for the offense is the fumbler.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
After that sack, they're in a different zip code now. Second and long working here. Moore will throw. Pocket breaking down. It's broken up. They took a shot, and he was equal to the challenge to knock it away.
Yeah, and I'll give him toughness points. He stood in there, stared down the barrel, got whacked, but I won't give him smarts points because he's doing the double coverage. You got to make a better decision than that. So try not to get walloped, and definitely don't throw up in the double coverage.
Makes a man miss. And they'll stop him short of the first down, and they've got a timeout if they want to try to get the ball back before halftime. North Carolina will call its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. They kick it away on fourth down. He gets a block. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Waning seconds of the first half, let's see just how aggressive they'll be.
Sweep, sweep. Wedge, bubble, slash. Shift. Go.
Here's Moore to throw. Rushes on him, being chased. Excellent pursuit by this defense as he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half.
Ready. Hey, move. Go.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Unloads it left. Pulls it in. It's Allen. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. The Tar Heels will line up to kick off and start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Dante Moore. Finds his tight end. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
Moore to the air. Oh, he makes the catch. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work.
Well, after allowing a touchdown on the last drive, this offense has to be able to answer, and getting that third down here on the third play of this drive is a good step toward doing that. Nice job by the QB, good rhythm. This offense now has got it going. They need to pay this thing off, but that was a big one, no question.
Makes the grab. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
Well, you've seen the last two plays now, this guy's versatility. You've seen why he might be playing on Sundays in the not-too-distant future. This guy can catch the ball. He's a big part of their passing game, and he's a weapon and a guy that this defense has got to be ready for.
Caught in the backfield, it's Moore. Still running at the 40. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26.
And that's a nice job by this offense. They got to find a way to continue to string good plays together. They've had a few, but they haven't put 3, 4, 5, 6 together, putting a drive like this together. Now, let's go pay this thing off and punch it in the end zone.
And the Buckeyes are moving quickly down the field. Moore. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
Nothing the receiver could have done on that play, guys. You're not expecting the ball to be thrown behind you like that, especially in the quick game.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33. And so the Tar Heel offense makes its way onto the field to start the drive. They'd love nothing more than to take advantage of that early second half turnover and cash in and tack a little bit more onto this lead. The big fullback's got it. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
I love fullbacks that are versatile. You don't see many of them in college football anymore, but this guy's unique. He is a weapon when he has the ball in his hands.
Running game worked on first down. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. Fullback's got it. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Now staring at a third and short from the 40. They'll go to the fullback. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And the Tar Heels have it with a 1st and 10. They think there's room to run to the right here. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Throwing more. Grabbed in the middle. It's Green. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Guys, we've reached the end of the period, and North Carolina's on top. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one.
Booster, booster! Freeze, freeze! Rock, rock, rock! Ready, go!
Moore will throw. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Got it! Into the end zone! Touchdown, North Carolina!
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up. But getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That number 1 beside your name is a heavy burden, and when you're behind late, the weight of the world is on your shoulders. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Concentration is key. Have to know the snap count. The false start backs him up. It's 1st and 15. Here's Moore to throw. The sure hands. It's Lacey. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Moore to the air. Going for the big play. Hauls in the deep ball. There he goes. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. The Buckeyes with an answer.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
Dante Moore. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
And these decisions to go for 2, you see more and more of it throughout a game, chasing points, and then in the end, you wonder if this just comes back to bite you.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. North Carolina's offense comes onto the field ready to start the drive. And That last score the defense allowed made it a one-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Going to try to get it himself. He gets across the 25, steered out of bounds at the 26.
And that's a missed opportunity by the defense, because if this quarterback is going to decide to run the ball, you have got to make him pay. You at least have to hit him and put him on the ground. I know they didn't give up a big, long, explosive run, but you got to get shots on this guy when you can. That time, they let him get out of bounds.
He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
The run inside. It's Allen. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
One thing you know with this guy, fullback, he's not going to fumble the football, and I think that's why they're handing it off to him in the fourth quarter with the lead.
Just had a solid pickup on first. Now let's see what they've got on second down. Moore. Got a man. It's Allen. Turning it on. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. Into the house. Touchdown, UNC.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish with a 62-yard pass for the score. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Might be changing the route. Throwing Moore. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Takes it the other way. Lowers those pads. And they capitalize not only on the pick,